So guys, the story that's currently unfolding around the arrest in Romania of Andrew Tate is highly fascinating to me because on one hand, the allegations against him are mounting. More and more victims are coming forward, and we're going to read some of those reports in this video. And on the other hand, his supporters, his fans, go to extreme length to defend him. And it's really, really fascinating to witness. We're going to go through some of those comments from these people in this video as well. Now, before we get into it, let me put a disclaimer here, okay? At the moment, everything we're going to read, all the reports, it's all just allegations. Yes, the guy is currently sitting in jail. Yes, the guy just had his 33 supercars seized by Romanian authorities, which is kind of funny because if you think about it, right? Like Greta Thunberg took down 33 supercars with one tweet. Damn, that girl works fast, man. I'm joking. It's a joke, okay? I know that's not what happened. But let it be said that at the moment, it's an investigation. It's an ongoing investigation. These are allegations, okay? I'm not saying this is all true. This is what happened. We're just reading the reports, and I'm going to give my thoughts on those. So long before the current arrest of Andrew Tate in Romania, Vice magazine has been working on a documentary, a lengthy documentary around Andrew Tate and his empire. So that has been in the works for a very long time. They have been interviewing alleged victims. They have been trying to gather evidence and kind of build the story up. And obviously now with the recent arrest, the whole thing gets kind of a new twist and the story has just become much more current and interesting. So in order to share some of that research and give context to the current situation, Sophia Smith-Gaylor, who is a senior news reporter at Vice, has put together a little Twitter thread in which she is sharing some of the information that she's put together for this documentary and some of the research that has been conducted. And we're going to fly through that, okay? Because it's quite an interesting read. So Sophia Smith-Gaylor starts by saying, exclusive from our newsroom, police took 4 years to pass their investigation to the Crown Prosecution Service, at which point the CPS declined to prosecute. Followed up with a little article from Vice.com, which states that 7 years before his arrest in Romania, Andrew Tate was already investigated over various allegations of assault and abuse in the UK, during which time he also appeared on Big Brother for 5 days, but the UK authorities declined to prosecute at the time. I'll link the whole Twitter thread down in the description, so if you want to read the whole article, give yourself more context, then feel free to do that. According to one woman Vice World News spoke to, whom we're calling Sally, Tate used a similar method of emotional and physical control in his webcam business back in 2015, before relocating to Romania, but CPS declined to prosecute the case. So quoting Sally here, when I saw that he was arrested in Romania, I was shocked and I didn't know how to react. I cried. Everything I read was what I told the police at the time of the complaint in the UK. If the CPS had just pulled their finger out, none of this would have happened, Sally said. Vice World News is withholding the woman's identity to prevent harassment and, by Tate's supporters, obviously, because that's definitely what they're going to do. As you will see in a minute in some of the replies to tweets like that, where people are rather toxic towards these women. Again, I don't know if it's true, okay? It might as well not be true. I have no idea. But if I personally hear someone say something like that, my initial thought is like, all right, that needs to be investigated. I don't know if the woman speaks the truth. Maybe Andrew Tate is harmless and none of this is true. Fair enough. But we need to look at it. We should not assume that he's innocent and we should not assume that she's saying the truth. We need to be 100% in favor of an investigation. That has to be the tone of voice here, in my opinion, and especially his supporters clearly have a different opinion. We'll get to that at a later point in this video. If you have information to share with us that pertains to this story, please contact these 3 people. Content note that the following tweet is harrowing, and I will ask you to kind of read this with me because I will have to skip some of the words. Obviously, for the YouTube algorithm, it would instantly demonetize the video if I would just say some of these words. So we're going to skip some of the words. 2 women told Vice World News that they were abused. One was R-word and the other one was repeatedly strangled by Andrew Tate, and that UK police and the Crown Prosecution Services mishandled their case, leaving him free to rise to global fame in the back of this unchecked misogyny. Sally is one of them. Helen, the other, who said, I've been very frustrated with the British police and court system for a long time. They could have stopped him from doing the exact abuse to these women in Romania. So basically what they're saying, just for clarification, right, they're saying like they went to the police 7 years ago when this investigation in the UK was happening against Andrew Tate, and they pretty much told the police the exact same stories that are currently brought forward by the victims that are alleging the same stories over in Romania. Okay, so all these stories have loads of similarities, but the UK police at the time, the Crown Prosecution Service, chose not to prosecute him, not to move forward. And hence, he had to leave the UK. Clearly, there was a lot of pressure on him at the time, and then he could pull off the exact same stunt. These are the allegations, again, right? These are all just allegations. He could allegedly pull off the exact same stunt over in Romania. Meaning if the UK police would have acted, all this stuff wouldn't have happened potentially. It could have been avoided. While Tate was released under investigation by Hertfordshire police following the woman's complaints, meaning he was a suspect of a criminal offense and the police probe was ongoing, he appeared as a non-contestant on the reality TV show Big Brother in 2016. I mean, that the police doesn't act upon those reports and allegations from these women is one thing. But that they then put a man who is currently being investigated for those allegations into the Big Brother show? That's not good. I mean, I think it says it in the Vice report only. He was only for 5 days or something in Big Brother. Yeah, during which time he appeared on Big Brother for 5 days. But still, it was known that he has this investigation with these allegations running against him at the time. Channel 5, the TV station that was running the Big Brother show at the time, said Tate had been removed from the Big Brother house because of information which came to light. Press reports linked his ousting from the house to a video that had surfaced of him slapping his ex-girlfriend and then beating her with a belt. By the way, guys, I'll link that video down in the description. You can check it out yourself if you want to know what a nice guy Andrew Tate is. And just to preemptively work against the comments that I'm going to get for this, apparently this woman has said, no, it was all just a kinky game. Okay, we're just playing S&M games, so I enjoyed all of this, because that's the argument that his fans always say when you point out this video. And if it really was just some kind of kinky game, fair enough, good on them. It doesn't look like it to me, personally, looking at this video. And I think one aspect to a video like that a lot of his fans like to forget is that there is always a specific power dynamic between someone like Andrew Tate and their victims. Okay, their victims are not in a position to fight back against Andrew Tate. So if women come forward and tell these accounts against him, they actually put themselves into huge risk. Because we do know that Andrew Tate is, allegedly, linked to the Romanian mob, and that he's rich and wealthy and powerful, and that he's very well connected in those circles. And if you come forward and don't say, well, it was all just a kinky game, well, then maybe someone's gonna knock your door tomorrow. Maybe something's gonna happen to your mom. Maybe your brother's gonna have a terrible car accident. Wouldn't that be awful? Now, I'm not saying that it wasn't just a kinky game, what you see in the video, linked down in the description. But to say, oh, it was definitely just them having a bit of S&M fun, is also questionable, okay? Again, you need to be differentiating in these moments. The power dynamic and the pressure that someone like Andrew Tate can put on a woman, a girl like that, is not to be underestimated when it comes to getting her to say the things that he wants. That's all I'm saying. The survivors' interviews will be included in an upcoming Vice World News documentary about Andrew Tate. Reporters Matt Shear and Jamie Tassin visited Tate's compound in Romania in the summer of 2022 and gained access to the Tate brothers' so-called secret society, the War Room. So again, this documentary has been in the works for much longer than the current arrest has been going on, and the spotlight has been so much on Andrew Tate. And I, for one, can't wait for this documentary. And if you want to get a little teaser of it, obviously I'm not going to play it in this video, but they do have a trailer here. Okay, so you can click this YouTube link here and watch it for yourself. It is basically like a few minutes of an interview with one of the alleged victims. And she's telling her story, breaking down her experience, her allegations against Andrew Tate. And this is the point in time where we can look at some of the responses from some of his fans. Because obviously they're flooding a video like that. And they cannot accept that maybe, just maybe, there is some truth to what this woman says under tears. For me personally, looking at her, she's clearly traumatized. Okay, stuff has happened to her. Again, I don't know if it is all true what she's saying. I have no idea. But I hear a story like that, and feel free to watch this video yourself. It makes me say just one thing, and that is we need to look at this. This needs to be investigated. Don't know if she says the truth. Don't know if Tate says the truth. Who knows? But we need to look at this. This is potentially really messed up. Maybe he's innocent. Who knows? Let's look at it. Let's look at the evidence. Let's look at what we can find out. Let's kind of shed some light on it. I think that would be a healthy response to a video like that. Let's read the responses and comments from his fans. Oh no, they turned the comments off. I still read them today at lunchtime. Oh, that annoys me so much because they were so revealing. I mean, you can still see the dislike bar, right? 9.3 thousand dislikes versus 5.7 likes. And presumably, after this video has been up for a while, you'll see a similar dislike ratio on the bar under this video. But basically, loads of the comments were like, well, what a coincidence that she's coming forward with this story now. You know, now that he's been arrested. How convenient. And you had lots of other comments where people were like, well, that's clearly just a cash grab. right? She's like, basically the vast majority of the comments under this video that were still live earlier today were automatically assuming his innocence. We're automatically assuming that this woman must be lying. Okay, there is no other option. She must be lying. This is all a setup against Andrew Tate. And it was a really messed up read. We can see, maybe we'll find some similar comments under the Twitter thread itself. So let's keep reading. And here's one last tweet kind of reiterating on the situation of Tate and Big Brother. We kind of spoke about it already, but what the public didn't know and what Vice World News can now report is that the real reason Tate was removed from Big Brother was due to the assault and the abuse investigation that had been shared with the producers 5 days prior. So again, I urge everyone to check out the video down in the description. Also, please check out the video that's linked in this Twitter thread, that actual testimony from one of the alleged victims. But since we can't read the comments under the YouTube video anymore, which is a real shame, I'm going to dive into the replies under the Twitter thread now, and let's see if we can find some similar comments down here. You know, they talk about the video with his ex. Ha ha ha, she came out 3 times and cleared things up. See, that's what I mean. They're like, the ex said it was fine. The ex said she was totally into it. It's like, yes, but there might be the possibility that there has been pressure put on this woman from the likes of Andrew Tate to make sure that she comes out and says 3 times that everything is fine. You know, because maybe she doesn't want anything to happen to her family. Don't know if that's what happened, but it's something you gotta consider. It's a possibility. And those people who are like, well, the ex says it's fine, so it's fine. It's gotta be fine. It's just... oh man, it boggles the mind to what length these people are going to defend him. It's not trafficking or money laundering like everyone wanted us to believe. Honestly, these charges could also be an instance of believe all women and end up with being a made-up story by a woman that thought she could screw with him. Time will tell, though. I'm just putting... I mean, we gotta be allowed to say this, right? It could also be just a woman telling lies. I mean... it could be, yes, but it could not be as well. So a comment like that is just like, if you just say something like that, it just feels so inappropriate. Conveniently waited to bring this up, right? These women, I mean, if there's any evidence that everything they say is a lie, they must have waited to bring this up. Okay, that's evidence that clearly says that these women are lying. Oh man, like... these people, it's a cult. It's literally a cult. The complete ignorance towards, again, this power dynamic of women being in a position where they really expose themselves to potential threats, violence, not just by Tate and his goons, also by his fans, is just completely ignored. This reality that exists does not exist for them. They're like, if you get abused as a woman, why don't you come forward? Why don't you come forward? If this multimillionaire with 33 sports cars in Romania who has links to the Romanian mob abuses you, why don't you come forward? Why don't you come forward in the beginning and say this? Dude, man. Oh, it's a setup. Obviously, it's a setup. Hit job. It's a hit job. Basically, a woman making up a story. Clown, clown. Ha ha ha. If the CPS decided not to prosecute, there's no evidence. Clown's news outlet. There's no evidence, bruh. He's currently sitting in a Romanian jail, okay? And one aspect where I actually do agree with Andrew Tate is that it's probably slightly harder to get effed properly by the Romanian police than it is by the British police. So you best believe that they probably have some kind of evidence. They would not storm his house, arrest him and his brother, lock him up for 30 days, seize all his cars, go through those draconian steps if they have nothing against him. That's another point. People are like, well, it's just a made-up story. It's no evidence, bro. It's like, dude, what's wrong? I mean, where are you from, dude? What's going on in your head? I find it all very hard to believe. And why is Epstein's flight list still not known? It's like, yeah, what about this completely unrelated thing? Surely, if Epstein's flight list is not yet known, that must mean automatically that Tate is innocent, right? That's not at all mental gymnastics of trying to justify what this guy allegedly did. Who puts this crap out? That guy is a good person. Just another feminist who hates the truthfulness and his TikToks. Fake news, and whoever believed you is running out of shows for Vice. So why not put it on a lame scant? Leave a good man alone. Leave a good man alone. The man has done absolutely nothing. Sure, he's expressed like really radical misogyny over years. Okay, he said like really dumb things about women. And in that testimony, we witness a woman crying and really being like, clearly traumatized by something, but leave a good man alone. Okay, leave the man alone. That's what I mean. You know, you can take his side and you can say, well, it was just a kinky game with his girlfriend. And some of the stuff that he said was pretty messed up and does point to a quite dark direction. But it's allegations at this point. We don't certainly know what's going on, so we should wait and see. But they don't do that. They don't say there is a balance here between allegations and him defending himself. They don't say that. They immediately take his side. He is innocent. This woman is lying. It is unbelievable. Typical mad female playing victim. You see, these people are the reason why you can't share the name of a woman like that. These people are insane. For them, there is no differentiation between there is a possibility that she speaks the truth. That possibility exists. That is not in their reality, not in the realm of possibilities. For them, he is innocent. And if she says something like that, under tears, clearly being traumatized by something, then she must be lying. That is the only possibility. And since she must be lying, she must be part of some kind of conspiracy trying to bring him down. Let's go to her house, harass her, and make her pay for that lie. That's the thinking that these people have. I mean, the level of disturbedness in this is unspeakable. They wanted money because I fired them, Tate said. The police understood after the investigation that I'm innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me. So all fake allegations. Now my point to that would be that certainly, if that would be true, then the UK police would put that forward. The UK police would make it very clear and say, look, we have those phones from 3-4 girls, and they were all talking amongst each other to lie about Andrew Tate, and that's why we let him go. That's why we didn't prosecute him. But that didn't happen. I didn't see that anywhere, not in the Vice report, not in any other description or reports about this case. The only place where you see it is coming from Andrew Tate himself and fans like this guy who's repeating the narrative that he puts out there. Again, I don't know. It could be true that they have those phones, but it's nowhere to be found. You just don't find it. You only find it from himself and from people like that. So, bro, the credibility goes out the window. But anyway, that's basically the story. I just want to share my 5 cents on it. I'm sure the video is going to get disliked into oblivion by his little, cockroach fans. It's fine. I can live with it. But it is a really messed up but fascinating story at the same time. And I can't wait where we go. But the point is, if it turns out in the end that he was guilty, I'm just playing hypotheticals here, right? Let's say they believe these girls. Let's say they find evidence that these girls have been forced with violence to do this kind of cam game thingy for him and earn him money against their will, and he has to go to jail. These guys will still defend him. They will still come up with some kind of dubious excuse to justify in their head that he's innocent, right? And HasanAbi said that as well in a tweet. Where was it? Let me see if I can find it. I've never seen someone who so openly admitted to all of his crimes for so many years and whose fan base still refuses to recognize the truth about what's happening to Tate at the moment, even though they heard himself snitch 1,000,000 times. Again, I'm a little bit more differentiated than that. I think we have to give him the benefit of the doubt until it's proven, until he's proven guilty. But obviously, if you've been actually watching content from Andrew Tate, this is true. He said so many really disturbing things so many times. He proudly showed off with the awful things that he did to some women. Obviously, it wasn't specific to the case that we have here now, and it wasn't as specific as these allegations are. But there are so many things that seem to go hand in hand, and that seem just so obvious, that I personally also have a hard time believing that the guy is completely innocent, never laid a hand on a woman, never tried to exploit a woman and her body, for cash. Where there's smoke, there's a fire somewhere. That's my personal take on it. I don't know. We have to wait and see where this will be going in the end. But honestly, man, no matter how this case ends, Andrew Tate is a despicable human being. He's awful, and even if he walks free, he really should not have any reach online ever again, okay? He should be banned from all platforms. Because look what he does to young men's heads, man. He messes with them so hard. He established these wrong and completely disturbed ideals of what it means to be a man. It's pathetic, it's ridiculous, and ultimately, it's just one giant multi-million-dollar compensation. I don't know for what, okay? I don't know what he's compensating for. It might as well be his tiny wiener. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate your time. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. If you're an Andrew Tate scum supporter, then hit the dislike button. That's absolutely fine. If you're interested in discussing this topic amongst many others, politics, video games, venting about your problems, whatever it is, we have set up a Discord for this community. The link is down in the description. You can go over there. It's absolutely free. I'm hanging out there. Many others are as well. So feel free to join the Discord, have a chat with the guys there. It's a great community. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more and smash the like button on your way out. I appreciate your time. I see you in the next one. Take care.